Hello everyone, so today is part 3 of SAT ACT prep that I'm doing for the summer. If you're new here, what I do is I actually link this packet for you below, and if you could work it out by yourself first and then watch this video, see if you A, get the answers correct, B, if I do something different, you might like it better or you might not. My philosophy is that I don't have the time to go through and try every answer in the question, so I teach you how to get the answer correctly the first time so you can move on to the next question and therefore save precious time and also brain power. All right, let's get started. So if x is a positive integer and x plus 30 equals x squared, what is the value of x? Okay, so immediately I see an x squared and an x, so I automatically know that I'm gonna factor and solve. Now, if we can't factor, we can always do the quadratic formula. Either way is correct. Some people just go straight to quadratic formula because they don't like factoring. That's completely fine. I don't mind it. So I'm going to subtract the x over and subtract the 30 over. So we get 0 equals x squared minus x minus 30. So what are factors of negative 30 that add to negative 5? Oh, sorry, negative 1. Okay, so that's going to be 6 times 5. And then to make the 1 negative, it'll be negative 6. So negative 6 and 5. So we get 0 equals x minus 6. X plus 5, and then set these equal to 0. And then add the 6 over, and then subtract the 5 over. And it wants a positive integer, so our answer is going to be x equals 6. Okay, if 3 times the sum of 3 consecutive numbers is 27, okay, let's work that one out first. So we have 3 times x plus 1 plus x plus 2. Okay, those are 3 consecutive integers, is 27. And the 2 highest numbers add to 7. So 2 highest numbers will be these two. So x plus 1 plus x plus 2 add to 7. What is the lowest number? Okay. So let's combine these real quick. 1, 2, 3, so 3x plus 3. Distribute that 3. Subtract the 9 and divide by 9. Okay, and so 2x plus 3 equals 7. Subtract the 3. And then divide both sides by the 2. Okay, well, that checks out, so yay. So what is the lowest number? So it would actually be just the 2. All right, so if 3 to the power of x equals 27 to the power of x minus 2, what is the value of x? Okay, so first we need to make sure that the base is the same. So here's a 3 and here's a 27, but can we write 27 as 3 to a power? Yes, because 3 to the third equals 27. Okay, so we'll go over here. 3 to the power of x equals 3 to the power of 3, and then raise to that original power of x minus 2. Okay, so we get 3x. Anytime you raise a power to a power, you multiply the powers. So we get 3 raised to the 3x, 3 times negative 2, negative 6. Then you're going to drop the bases and then set the powers equal to each other. Okay, and then we'll just subtract the 3x over here. So 1x minus 3x gives us negative 2x equals, what's left on that side is negative 6. And then we'll divide both sides by negative 2. Okay, if Sarah bought 5 equally priced shorts on sale, she would have $2 left over. So her total amount that she had minus 5s equals 2. And if she bought 8 equally priced hats, she would have $4 left over. So total amount to spend minus 8 hats equals 4. Assuming both the shorts and the hats are integers, how much money does Sarah have to spend? Okay, now I know I said I'm going to teach you guys how to get the answer right off the bat. Unfortunately with these, there's so many different answers that you can get that you are going to have to plug these in to figure out which one works. But so the first thing you're going to want to do is to actually solve for your variable here. So I'm going to add the 5s over and subtract, subtract the 2. So we have $sign minus 2 equals 5s. The reason why I did that is because I want to keep whatever I'm dividing by positive, and most importantly, I want to keep this $sign positive. Makes it a little bit easier. So total minus 2 divided by 5 equals s. And then same thing over here. I'm going to add the 8h over and subtract the 4. And divide by 8. Okay, so now we know we're going to have a multiple of 5 here after we subtract 2. So that's going to be the easiest way to weed out our answers. So 9 minus 2 is 7. Nope. 50 minus 2 would be 48. Nope. 51 minus 2. Nope. 52 minus 2, 50. Yep. There you go. That's the easiest way to do that. Oh, and if on your test you get 2 different answers that could easily fill this equation, that's when you go to this next one. Okay. At a dinner outing, Sam spent twice as much as Jeremy. So Sam equals 2J. Jeremy spent 4 times as much as Tom. So Jeremy equals 4 times Tom. If Sam and Tom spent $90, how much did Jeremy spend? So we know we want to get to this equation, right? So let's first solve this equation for t. So t equals 90 minus s. Okay, now let's plug that in. Okay, we still have this s, but we know over here s equals 2j. So let's substitute that in. All right, now we only have one variable, so we can solve now. So distribute that 4 through. Okay, add that 8j over. Divide by 9. So j equals 40. Jewel has 1/3 as many candies as Janet. So JE equals 1/3 JA. If Janet gave away 4 of her candies and dropped 1 in the sand, she would have 2 more candies than Aaron. So Janet gave away 4 and then dropped 1. She still has 2 more than Aaron. And Aaron has 1 less candy than Jewel. Okay, how many candies does Jewel have? All right, so first let's go into this one and get rid of the E. So JA minus 5 equals 2 plus JE minus 1. So we want to keep Jewel, so let's solve for Janet. So JA equals, so that would be 1. And then add the 5. So we get 6 plus Jewel is equal to Janet, and now we plug that in over here. So Jewel equals 1/3 of what Janet has, which is 6 plus JE. Distribute the 1/3. 2. And then subtract the 1/3 over, so 1 minus 1/3. Oh, sorry. All right, 1 is the same as writing 3 over 3, so 3 minus 1 is 2, and since they have common denominator, so 2/3 JE equals 2, because we subtracted that over. And now to get rid of the 2/3, we multiply by 3/2. So JE equals, that reduces down, 3. All right, in a bag of marbles, half are black, a fifth are pink, and if the 9 remaining marbles are white, how many marbles are in the bag? So we're gonna do 1/2 plus 1/5 plus whatever fraction are left are white equals 1 whole, okay? So now we have to get a common denominator between 2 and 5, so that would be 10. So multiply this fraction by 5 over 5, this fraction by 2 over 2. So we get 5/10 plus 2/10 plus x equals 1. So we get 7/10 plus x equals 1. Subtract the 7/10 over. Again, this becomes 10 over 10. So x equals 10 minus 7, 3/10. So since we know that 3/10 of the marbles in the bag are the white marbles, and we know that there's 9, we know that 3/10 of the bag are 9. Okay, so now let's get this into 1 unit. So divide by 3, divide by 3. So 1/10 of the bag is 3 marbles. Okay, and now to get it back to a full 1, we have to multiply by 10, right? So 3 times 10, so there's 30 marbles total in the bag. If the circumference of a circle, so circumference, is equal to 4 times its area, what is the area of the circle? All right, so this goes back to our formulas. So circumference is 2 pi r, and area is pi r squared. Now we're just going to solve for r. So we divide both sides by pi, get that out of here. And this r will take out that squared. So we are left with 2 equals 4r. And then divide both sides by 4. We get 1/2 equals r. So what is the area of the circle? Well, it's pi r squared. So pi 1/2 squared. And then some answers may be either 1/4 pi, or you may see pi over 4. Either of those are correct. All right. If 18y equals x cubed and x and y are positive integers, what is the least possible value of y? All right, so what we're going to do is look at our perfect cubes, okay? So 2 cubed is 8, 3 cubed, 27, 4 cubed, 64, and 5 cubed, I doubt 5 cubed will work, but we'll put it down anyway. And then 6 cubed, 216. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to need to do is figure out which of these is going to be divisible by 18. Because if we look at it this way, we're actually solving for y here. So y equals x cubed over 18. So which of these are going to be divisible by 18? Well, definitely not that one. Definitely not that one. So let's try 64 divided by 18. Nope. What's that? And we get 125 divided by 18. Nope. 216 divided by 18. Yes. All right. So y is going to be equal to 12. If x squared is added to 7 over 16y, the sum is 7 plus y over 16y. If y is positive, what is the value of x? All right, so since these both have the same denominator, I'm going to subtract it over. So minus 7 over 16y. So x squared equals 7 plus y minus 7 over 16y. Okay, those cancel each other out. Okay, then these y's cancel each other out. So we get x squared is equal to 1/16. And then in order to get rid of this power of 2, we square root both sides. So x equals, and it only says the positive one, so we don't have to do the plus or minus sign right here. But it's going to be square root of 1 over the square root of 16. So that's 1/4.